Well, hi there, everyone, and welcome to the VIP Trade Room with Roger Scott and Matt Horton. Now, today is Tuesday, February 10th, and my name is Raleigh White, and I'm coming to you live from a cloudy, overcast day here in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to be your moderator today. Now, in today's session, Roger is going to be covering a range of important topics with a focus on how he uses the ProTrader dashboard to find trades every single day. Now, he's going to begin by giving us a midday market analysis and an update on the stocks that are currently on his watch list. And then he's going to pivot. He's going to share with us what the ProTrader dashboard is and exactly what it does. Then he's going to share with us how he uses it to scan for scalps, day trades, and swing trades every day. He's also going to share with us why he likes this as his primary tool for finding those trades that he puts in the trading pit. And then he's going to share the different options he likes to use depending on the trade type. For example, what option would he use if he's scanning or day trading or swing trading the markets? And then finally, he's going to talk about the value of understanding what the volume is, what momentum is, and how he uses Heikinai candles to help identify opportunities to get in and out of trades. Now, if you've got any questions during Roger's presentation, please type them in the chat window and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. And remember, folks, I've opened the chat to everyone, but we do have some ground rules. Always be kind and supportive in your posts, okay? Please keep to the topic. No political discussions are allowed whatsoever. And also keep your side conversations between one or two of you to a bare minimum, because all it does is really interfere with the rest of us that are focusing on the education and the information that Roger's sharing, because he's here to give us an edge in the market and to help us all become much more confident and consistent in our trading activities. Now, for those of you that joined us this morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for Roger's pre-market briefing, and I certainly hope you were all there with us, here's a review. As far as catalysts are concerned, we noted that there were several we needed to be aware of. In chips and technology, we noted that Taiwan Semiconductors was up 2% coming into the market. Palantir was up 2% coming into the market, but ON was down 4%, and we were expecting earnings from D-Dog before the market opened. On the consumer front, Coca-Cola, Hasbro, and Marriott were all scheduled to release their earnings before market opened. On the health and the finance front, we knew that CVS and Guild, SPGI and FISV all going to be releasing earnings before market open. On the industrial and the energy front, we noted that ECL, XYL, and DUK were releasing earnings before market opened. And then on the international front, we noted that the Nikkei was up 2.3%, trading at or near record highs, giving us a little bit of tailwind coming into the open. And then on the Fed front, we knew that we had ADP employment numbers coming out. We had retail sales coming out, employment cost, and there are two FOMC speakers that are scheduled to talk today. Now, when we look at these catalysts, and particularly when we look at the tickers we're focused on, folks, these are S&P 500 companies, and we only share information on them if there's at least a 1% move in what they're doing, or if they've got key earnings coming out, because these are volatility flashpoints that we need to be aware of. Now, as far as Roger's pre-market stock watch list was concerned, kind of on the light side today. He gave us 18 tickers, all right? 10 tickers to the short side and 8 tickers to the long side. And he confessed that he was having some difficulty really finding particularly attractive longs for his watch list today. Now, folks, just to be clear, these are all large cap stocks that Roger has his eyes on. These are legitimate stocks that if they develop the way he'd like them to, they could potentially become trades that he takes, and those are trades that he would be issuing in the trading pit and the other other premium alert services that he provides. Now, as far as his pre-market thoughts were concerned, once again, we noted that the futures markets were kind of flat and fairly random coming into the open. We did note that the put call ratio was balanced and that the VIX was actually continuing to move a little bit lower below that critical 18 level that we keep our eyes on. As far as momentum is concerned, we noted that the number of stocks making 20-day highs looked pretty healthy. And so from that standpoint, we had some positive momentum. But the sector rotation was definitely favoring defensive stocks. As far as the bonds were concerned, they were all moving up coming into the open, and the SPY and the QQQ and the IWM all were consolidating at support and just waiting for a move to occur. If there was a red flag today, folks, man, from Roger's perspective, I'll use his quote, there's crappy flat price action in the markets with really no directional bias whatsoever. And he took screenshots of that and he shared that on his public telegram so that you can see those. Now, as far as what he concerns, wow, he feels like today felt kind of like more like a Monday than a Tuesday, given the price action coming in and what's going on. And he expects there to be a fair amount of chop in a pretty tight range today. So he is definitely urging caution as we come into the market today. So for those of you that are joining us here, we've got a wonderful group of people that come here every day. And for those of you that are here for the first time, welcome. This is a very, very special event that we hold every day. And as far as Roger, what he's put together for us is just terrific. He's going to begin today's session by giving us a midday market analysis and his updated stock watch list, something that he does midday every day. And then he's going to talk about what the Pro Trader dashboard is and what it does. He's then going to tell us how he uses it to scan for scalps, day trades, and swing trades, and why this is the primary tool that he uses for finding those trades that he publishes in the trading pit. He's then going to share with us the different option he uses depending on the type of trade. So, for example, if it's a scalp or it's a day trade or a swing trade, what is his preferred option depending on the type of trade? And then he's going to share with us why keeping an eye on volume and momentum is important, and also talk about Heikin-Ashi candles and how they can be used to help identify entries into the markets. So if you've got any questions, folks, during this presentation, please type them in the chat window and we'll address them periodically throughout the session so as to not interfere with Roger's presentation. Also, folks, remember that the chat window is open to everyone, and we do have some ground rules, all right? So, well, first of all, just be kind and supportive, okay? Keep to the topic, no political discussions whatsoever, and keep your side conversations between a few of you to a minimum, because this is not a chat room, folks. This is a place where we're coming to learn, okay, and to listen to the education and information that Roger's sharing, because he's here to give us an edge in the market and to help us all become much more confident and consistent in our trading activities. And with that, folks, let's say hi to the team. Matt, hi, it's good to see you, buddy. Welcome back to the office. I hope you had a nice weekend. Roger, always good to see you. I hope you're feeling a bit better today.
I am. I'm feeling actually a lot better today, which is great. I feel like today is the turning point.
Well, you know
So
what? You just needed Matt to come back. That's it.
exactly,
You just needed Matt to come back. You could offload some of that stuff and go from there. But
exactly.
anyway, interesting day, Roger. I like the way you put it. Today's Tuesday, but it feels like a Monday.
It does. And as a matter of fact, I mentioned it this morning. I might have mentioned it yesterday, and I probably been mentioning it last few days that usually Monday is a chop day, and Tuesday is a pretty good run day. But last week we had completely the opposite, and sometimes when it happens once, it happens twice. So I said this morning that there's a really good chance, there's a really good opportunity and a chance for us to see a reversal again, and that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing a really, really choppy day. As a matter of fact, here, let me share my screen here, and you could see right here. This we kind of tried going up, and now we're going here. But you could see that the candles. See how the candles are on top of each other right here?
You bet.
It's like it looks like a barcode. You know the barcodes? It looks like a barcode.
Yeah.
And this looks like a barcode. So if you hear me say the market is barcoding, I heard that. I heard that, and I heard another trader say that a few weeks ago, and I'm like, man, you know what? He's right. It does look like a barcode,
It's a
and this looks
series
like
of overlapping engulfing candles.
yeah. So if you see a bunch of barcoding things here, like this and this, to me, that just looks like this is just chop, 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 chop. There's very little directional bias. There's not much going on with the market right now. This is not a high probability market environment. If you look at the daily chart, and this is kind of what I was telling everybody here, we have a lot of resistance here. We have a lot of resistance right here. A ton. So, and as a matter of fact, let me just take a quick look here. We don't have high volume candles here, which is a good thing. Actually, hold on. We do have a high volume candle right there. Okay, we do have a high volume candle. So, and I drew this for you this morning, actually, or yesterday, but this is not going to be very easy to get out of right here. This channel right here, you need something really substantial to get above this, because we tried getting above this several times already. And even when we did get above this level, it wasn't very meaningful and volume wasn't really all that high. Furthermore, if you look at QQQ, you'll see that we're not even up here. This is where the last time we tried breaking this. Okay. This time we don't have the mags, and this time we don't have the QQQ. So my question to you is, why are we going to break this now if we couldn't break it right here when we were getting tailwind from the QQQ and the mags? I don't have an answer for you, especially after mega cap earnings are already done. So I don't really have, if you're looking for me to give you an answer, I don't have one for you. But I could tell you that we have a lot of resistance here, and we've been going pretty nonstop here since the 100-day. Now, Roger, are you telling us the market's going to crash? Are you bearish? I'm not saying any of those things at all. All I'm saying is that we tend to lose volume as we head up here, and we don't have a lot of things helping us out. And if you look intraday right now, oh boy, you're going to love this one. I mean, look at SMH, Raleigh. Have you ever seen it? This this thing is really alive, right?
Not after the market opened. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is like underwater basket weaving textbook, right?
Yes.
I mean, look at this. I mean, we should be doing some iron condors, intraday iron condors on SMH, right? I mean, look at this thing. Or how about mega caps? Look, I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
Or how about Russell? I mean, look at this thing. Folks, no. Whatever you're thinking, no. Whatever you're thinking, the answer is no. Not yet. Not right now. Not the time for it. This is a time to be very, very, very careful. Very, very, very careful. If anything, I'd probably be shorting a little bit right now. Because again, this right here is the outlier right now.
Mhm.
Now, RSP continues going up, but look at RSP. It's getting overextended. See? We're now moving into overextended area. So my question to you is this. If MAGS can't pull it up, if QQQ can't pull it up, and if RSP is overextended to the upside, why would the stock market go higher from this point on? Tell me, give me one good reason. I mean, we already know earnings are good. We've already seen them at 13.3 or whatever it was, right? And
blowing away the forecast. Yeah.
blowing away the forecast. I don't have the update for you, but I'm pretty sure it's right in that ballpark. I haven't seen anything bad. So I'm concerned about the market losing its elasticity around here. And I think the RSP, which I like right now, but folks, remember gold? Everybody thought it was going to go to the moon, and it didn't. And by the way, what happened when it came to our first support level? It's building a base around here, or at least it looks like it's trying to build a base around here, right?
Mhm.
Silver, on the other hand, I think is still has some downside to go, but we'll see about that. Again, SPY, folks, this is not a time. This is not a time to be a hero. This is not a time to be frisky. If you follow somebody and this person is getting really aggressive right now on large cap stocks, you should that's a big red flag right now. Okay? It's a big red flag. Don't go listening to people that are very aggressive right now because this structure right now is not that aggressive. So we got to be really, really careful. I mean, I think today's the first day I saw Matt put a trade. I told him to put a short on. He always says no to me. He's like, nah, he always has an excuse. But today he didn't have an excuse. So even Matt's getting slightly bearish. You see? Am I right, Matt?
You're right.
You're
All right.
right. Hey, Roger, just a quick question. You're talking about RSP. Several people were wondering, what do you mean when you say equal weight? What does that mean?
Oh, here, RSP. Okay, so, all right. For those of you who don't know this, this will be a big wake-up call for you. So stocks in the S&P 500 are capitalized weighted. So what does that mean? That means the bigger you are, the more soup you get to eat. They don't get an equal bowl of soup, okay? So for example, if I go to SPY right here and I go to constituents, right? You see this right here?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put this in the chat for everybody, okay? There you go. All right. So, what this does is this shows you how much weight. This is how much of voting power it has. I'm joking around about voting power, but this is how much weight it has. And you could see that most stocks in the S&P, big stocks like Analog Devices, Charles Schwab, 30.30%, it's nothing. But when you start talking about Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Broadcom, Alphabet, Meta, JP Morgan, now you're talking about some weight. The big weight is right here. Okay.
And Roger,
So
what is that weighting based on? Is that based on market cap or?
yes,
Okay.
it's based on the capitalization of the company.
Okay.
So the market is weighted by the capitalization of the companies that are in it. Okay. All right. So you guys understand that. Very, very, very important. You guys have to understand that. I'm sorry, my voice is not back yet, but you guys should be able to hear me and make sense of what I'm saying. Okay. So these are the big ones. Now, RSP, look at RSP. It weighs the 500 stocks in the S&P 500 like they all have the same weight. See that? It
Okay.
assigns the same, not 100%, but like almost 100%, pretty close to 100%. So 0.23 versus 0.22 versus 0.21. So they pretty much all have exactly the same weight. So if you look at all the 500 companies right here, see that 2-1, 2-0, there's very little difference between 0.20 and 0.23 versus or 0.19 or here you go. That's as low as it goes. So all the companies have almost similar weight versus SPY. Look at this. Nvidia and Apple make up, look at this. If you take these stocks right here, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 stocks, you got 6.5, 11.5, 18. You got about 24% right here.
Of the SPY,
24%.
just in those
Just in
five
those
tickers.
five,
Yep.
20. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I like to look at other things. I like to look at mags. I like to look at SMH, which actually looks pretty good right here. I like to look at RSP, MDY. I like to look at all these things because and this is why I have this on one of my screens. This is a Pro Trader dashboard, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, by the way. See, I have the Pro Trader dashboard on this screen. I have the Pro Trader dashboard. No, I don't. I have it on this screen right here below. Where the hell is it? Here it is. Another one right here. This is the Pro Trader dashboard. We're going to be talking about a lot of this, and I have my scanners right here. So I have the majority of my um, the majority of my stocks. I have the Pro Trader dashboard, and that's what we're going to talk about today. That's my bread and butter for picking large cap stocks. I mean, man, look at this. Look at MIR. I mean, whew, look at that. It's nothing. And we just updated the Pro Trader dashboard with high volume candles as well. So you could see that if it's a white candle, well, we'll get into all of that in a minute. So the bottom line is right now, you're asking me if the mags are weighted. Well, there's not that many of them. So even if they were weighted, they wouldn't really have.
It's the top seven, right?
I mean, let's take a
Basically, yeah.
look. Why don't we take a look? I don't think so, but let's take a look. So Alphabet, Meta, nah, they're about the same. They're just different ratios, different classes of shares. It's about the same. It's about the same for everything. Look, and here different classes, but same, equal weighted. Okay, so that's what I think about the market right now. Also, and I've been telling you guys this every morning, literally every morning. I've been showing you this right here. Excuse me. Hey, Richie, see this? Remember, we're not breaking this thing. It's not breaking, and that's a problem. That's a problem that we're not breaking this to the downside. That's a very strong support right here. That's a very, very strong support, and it's an uptrend. So, looks like we got a little more time here to go. If I was a betting man, and I am, irony is I am. I hate betting, but I'm a betting man. Anyways, this still has to fill up. So it looks like we may tighten up around here. But if it doesn't break lower, it's no good. So I'd rather see this break than finish up here.
And yes, stick to this channel. Yep.
Yeah, you could see it clearer right here. It's got more room to go. You guys could see exactly what I'm seeing right now. So, let me just move my SPY chart back up. SPY Matt, are you long? Oh, good. It's a good time to be long right now. Okay. All right, good. So again, the market's choppy. There's not much going on right now. We're kind of pulling in one of these. We have a huge resistance area here, Matt, but Matt's not going to overstay his welcome and stay into here, are you? Where's your entry at?
98. 94, 98.
Oh, yeah. You're
So
not
I'm looking to take profit up there.
Yeah, you're looking to take profit up there. Yeah. Matt, scalp. Okay. All right. And the bond market is up pretty good right now. So I'm not really seeing anything negative on the market. I'm not seeing anything crazy. I'm just seeing choppiness.
Yeah.
Choppiness, just low probability trading environment. It's looking a little better right now in the last 15 minutes than it has all day, actually. It's looking right now like it looked in the morning. So hopefully this is the end of the craziness, but
Well, we've got some pretty big reports that are coming out tomorrow, Roger. And could some of this be just wait and see for these big numbers, in particular the employment numbers that are coming out?
no, I don't think so. I think maybe, but I don't think so. I think this is a reaction from earnings. I think that a lot of stocks are really strong and a lot of stocks are really weak, and they're just grinding each other out. They're just kind of balancing each other out. But I like what I'm seeing right here. I really do. I like what I'm seeing here. This looks really good right here. I would be taking profit at 696 if I was a betting man. If I was trading the SPY, I would take profit at 696. Okay. All right. Excuse me. I sound worse than I feel. So I want to talk about the Pro Trader dashboard, what the Pro Trader dashboard is, why I created it, and so forth. So let me start out by saying the Pro Trader dashboard is a tool. It's this right here. This is the Pro Trader dash, and this. These four pieces right here make up the Pro Trader dashboard, okay? And this is the bull scanner. This is the bear scanner. And here is this is the oscillator. This is the multi-time frame oscillator. This right here is the sector strength, and here's the stock strength. So we see which way momentum is going. We see if the stock, the sector, or the index is leading. We see where we are. We see our profit targets right here. Okay. We see what the relative strength is on a daily, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, and a 5-minute basis. We see what relative volume, not volume, relative volume is on a daily, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute basis. And we see what percentage of volume is based on today. This gives, and this is the daily chart. This is just a regular daily chart. There's nothing special here, okay? This is the 10-day ATR. This is volume with a 50-day line. And these are just my moving averages. You don't need to buy anything to get this right here. I give you these are my ATR levels to see how overextended we are to the upside or downside. I give you this for free. I don't charge you anything for this, okay? You can download my template. It doesn't cost you anything, but you can just replicate it instantly on your Thinkorswim. There's nothing proprietary here, okay? Okay, so these arrows, when you see these arrows pop up, that's telling us that momentum is really shifting. This is the VWAP right here, okay? And the only indicator we have here is the VWAP. And to be truthful with you, I don't really even know why I have it here. You don't need it here, but I like to have the VWAP on every one of my charts. So what we do is, and so let me start off this. I made this tool because there was nothing like it available anywhere else. As a matter of fact, I've been wanting to make a scanner like this for a very, very long time, and I didn't have the technical skills to do it. So I explained it to Matt, and over a period of a year, we finally came out with what I wanted. But this tool is a complete game changer, and this tool is what I use in the trading pit. And our win rate has been on issue trades. Our win rate has been, I think we're approaching 94.6, 94.7.
Yeah, you're sneaking up on 95, Roger.
Yeah, I'm getting up to 95, and we haven't had a loser since October 13th. That was the last time we took a loser, October 13th. Okay. So if I can go another 4 days without losing a trade, then we'll have 4 months without having a losing trade. And we take a trade or two every day. Also, I give just as many bonus trades. Like right now, we're in a silver bonus trade. There's always a bonus. There's tons of bonus trades. I don't calculate the bonus trades, but I believe their win rate is somewhere in the high 80th percentile. Okay, they're really, really good. And if I give you a bonus trade, I'll spell it out for you. Now, in the pit, we pretty much do, as far as issue trades, we do directional trades. We do three type of, our bread and butter is three type of trades. The first trade is a classic swing trade, but my swing trades in the pit tend to last 1 to 2 days, overnight swing trades. And those are trades that I tend to do towards the end of the day. So that's one kind of trade, okay, the swing trade. The other kind of trade is a position day trade. Those are day trades, but those are day trades that can last several hours, okay? And they can even last overnight sometimes. I'll still call them day trade because to me that's day trade. That's day trade. And then we just recently I started doing bonus trades in scalps, and folks really love the scalps. Folks, how much do you love my scalps? Those scalp trades. They love the scalp trades. Now, for every one of those trades, I use the Pro Trader dashboard. As a matter of fact, if I did not have the Pro Trader dashboard, I wouldn't be able to do any of those trades. Okay? I wouldn't be able to do any of those trades. So they're extremely helpful to help me trade better. So let me take you through and show you what the Pro Trader dashboard does. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about Kim, all of that in a little bit. So this is the scanner that I use intraday during the first several hours of the day. Towards the end of the day, like around 3 o'clock, I switched to the hourly time frame. But during the day, what I'm looking at is I'm looking to see that these are the stocks in the S&P 500 that are trading above yesterday's high. Okay. And what I look here now, if it's not trading above yesterday's high, okay, one bar close is greater than the high from 1 bar ago. So if it's not trading above yesterday's high, that means the stock is not moving. And if a stock is not moving, then I'm not really that interested in it. Okay, I'm only interested in stocks that are moving, and I mean really, really moving. So for me, for the first thing that has to happen for a stock to move is it has to be trading above yesterday's high. Okay, means it has to be up on the day. If it's not up on the day, I'm not going to look at it. Okay. So what you're seeing right now is you're seeing every stock. You're seeing all the stocks. I'm looking at 500. I'm looking at about 900 stocks, but not all of them are trading above yesterday's high. But we have about 245 trading above yesterday's high. And what you're seeing right now is this is really interesting, actually. What you're seeing is you're seeing them battling out. You're seeing them battling out to see which one has the strongest strength in comparison to the S&P 500 in real time. So, for example, let's just take a look at these three stocks. Just for example, I'm just going to move this over here. NEE. Okay. Look what NEE is doing. Look at the daily chart we always look at, which looks beautiful, right? This is gorgeous. But look at what the stock is doing. Do you see that? NEE right here. Now let's look at EIX, okay? Look at EIX. Look at this trend. Look at the daily chart. So when I say this finds really nice stocks, it finds really nice stocks. Now, so if I ask you, hey, can you tell me right now what's the strongest stock in the market? You can't, but I can, because this is telling me that right now. These are ATR adjusted relative strength, so it's really accurate. Okay. Now, in addition to telling me what stock is outperforming the market the most, it also tells me stocks that are seeing a volume spike. This is relative volume. So it's telling us right now that money is coming in. See how this turned white? See, it's like a ghost. When it sees money, it turns white. You like that one, Raleigh?
I think that's fantastic.
It turns white.
Like
it turns
Casper.
white. See,
Yep.
look. See, it highlights it blue at 4.36. That means it's seeing 4 times the volume on a 5-minute basis that it usually sees. See how it turned white?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how this is synchronized to this?
Mm-hmm.
That, my friends, look at volume right here. Here, look at this. Look at volume. You see how this picks it up in real time? Can your scanner do that? Do you want to know the strongest stock? So this is the strongest stock on Wall Street, and it's telling us that 4 times as much volume is going into it right now as usual. Do you think institutions are selling this stock?
It ain't retailers.
Yeah, maybe. And it's getting stronger, actually. See, and it's turning white. So if you don't want to look at volume, you could just look at the candles turn white. And by the way, look at what's happening to price right now. 65.14. 60. You see it happening in real time? Look at that. High of the day. If you only had a scanner like this. So let's take a look at this stock. I don't even know what this stock is. We'll find out in a second. We'll just put this here. So AEE. Let's look at AEE. Okay. AEE, white candle. The arrows just printed. Profit target 1, 105.51. Profit target 2, 105.95. Takeoff time. Look at the volume above the 50-day average. You got the white candle. But the most important thing is we didn't have to look through 500 stocks to find it. It was served to us on a silver platter. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There's something going on right now with oh, I thought it was hold on. There was another one right now just popping up. But you could see how they just keep popping off here. AEE is definitely in play right now. Definitely in play right now. And so is the other stock. So I have folks who are literally sitting all day long and just watching this and updating it and watching this in real time. It's very, very effective. It's extremely accurate, and it really helps you gauge what institutions are doing. Here's another high volume candle, another white candle right there. The only problem is the stock overall on the day doesn't have a lot of volume, but right now it's got a lot of volume coming into it. So it's a stock that didn't have a lot of volume that's now showing some volume activity. Okay, so you trade those differently. So basically, what we do in the pit, who would I be talking about? Richie's funny. So my point is, who would I be talking about? You know who you are. You know who you are. Yeah. So we have some folks who are sitting there all day long alongside me, because that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking at the scanner and I'm looking to find the best price. Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting you trade this stock, Sean. I'm just showing you an example of how the Pro Trader dashboard works right now. Okay. There you go, Timothy. You show them who the boss is. Look at how clean this trend is. Very, very nice. Volume. You got volume coming up here. You got white candles. That's a scalp right there. Okay. So how do we pick options for each of these trades, right? How do we pick options? Well, the type of option, the way we pick option is determined by the type of trade we take. So if we take a regular swing trade, and this right here looks like a very nice swing trade actually right now. If we wanted to take a swing trade, we would go out about 4 to 6 weeks on our options. Okay? 4 to 6 weeks on our options. If we wanted to go, if it's a day trade, then we'd want to go 4 to 8 days out on our option. Okay? 4 to 8. If it's a scalp, we want to find the closest expiration that we can find. Today, yes, tomorrow, a couple of hours from now, because you're just playing the volatility. Okay. So, what are the strike prices that we choose? For swing trades, we do 0.70 delta. That's the 4 to 6 weeks out options. For the day trades, the ones that we go 4 to 8 days out on the option, we still do 0.70 delta. And for the scalps, we look for cheap options. Options that usually we would never look at with we'd never look at. So we go out of the money. How far out of the money do we go? For non-tech stocks and non-high implied volatility stocks, you go about 1 strike price out of the money, sometimes 2. Tech stock like Nvidia, Tesla, blah, 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 you can go 3, 4 strike prices out of the money. Okay? I'm going to repeat what I just said. Okay? I'm going to repeat what I just said. Now, I've written this out for you guys several times, but I think that if I don't write it out, and it makes you guys actually write it out. So I'm going to I want you guys to write it out. So again, we take 3 plus bonuses. We take 3 basic type of trades. We take a swing. Usually swings are taken right off of the 8-day EMA, right, which is right here. Those are 4 to 6 week trades. The actual trades usually last 2 days, 3 days, but they're but sometimes they could last a little longer, like 3, 4, 5, 6 days. I don't think I've ever had a trade last more than a week in the pit, not that I can remember. Now, over the last 2 years, we've taken 25 losing trades, official losing trades. So that's that. So when it's time to exit these trades, I don't like to use stop losses. I like to just tell you to get out. Now, each of these three type of trades uses different exits, okay? The swing type of trades, they usually use the 15-day EMA as an exit, okay? The day trades, they usually use short-term support and resistance levels, or the VWAP as support or resistance. And the scalp trades, well, the scalp trades are really tricky. We use what you call a stopwatch on them. We don't want the structure to shift. What does that mean? See this right here? That's a structure right here. If this structure changes within 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I'm out of the trade. But what if you're not losing money? I don't care. But what if you're in the win? I don't care. But what if you're in a big loss? I don't care. I don't give this trade more than 15 minutes. 15 minutes, 3 candles. If those 3 candles are moving sideways, I'm done. See the slope that's building right here? Look, I'm using this as just a hypothetical so you could see. This is just a hypothetical just to show you. So you see, this is the slope, right? That's the slope, right? If that slope shifts, that slope means structure. That's the structure of what we're looking at. If this slope shifts, we're out of the trade, period. You know why? Because these type of trades, the option will start decaying and losing implied volatility because the option expires in a couple of days. It doesn't have a lot of days till Christmas. So if the trade stops losing elasticity or structure, you get out of the trade. What do we need to find to have a scalp trade? You got to have, to get me interested, to get me warm and fuzzy, I want to see 3 green bars in a row and really strong relative strength. And I want to see at least 1 or 2 of these white. If I'm going long, I want to see high volume bars. If at any time during our trip, we see an orange bar, which is a high volume low bar, a high volume down bar, I would get out of a trade. So anytime you see a high volume bar against your trade, you would get out of the trade. 3 green bars and a 1 high volume bar will get me into a trade as long as the relative strength is there. White volume bars means that we have volume. We have volume coming in, and volume is better than the volume that's been on average for the last 50 bars. Okay? Do you guys see how everything works together? Now, what if I'm looking for a regular day trade? Am I going to be looking for the high volume bars? No. I just need good relative strength. Okay? Volume is bonus. It is low IQ, Johnny. It is worth its weight in gold. It is. It's true. Yeah, I was about to get into that. And another thing which you could look at is another thing that I look at. Actually, you know what? I don't want to confuse you. I'm going to go through that tomorrow, Glenn. I'm going to go through that tomorrow. So let me show you structurally. I'm going to go through today's.
Roger, what's incredible here is this is all happening in real time.
Yes, everything we're doing in real time. Like right now, the market's doing nothing in real time. Mm-hmm. Are you still long, Matt? Okay. Yeah, I would have gotten out already a long time ago. Anyways.
When?
I would have gotten out over here already. Like right here somewhere.
Wow, what in our target?
Huh?
We just talked about our target at 696 and we didn't get there.
Well, that was my target. I didn't know it was your
Yeah,
target.
that was my target too.
Yeah.
But then we flushed quickly. That was a 3. We got down to that level in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's still okay. I mean,
Yeah, and we're
not
fine.
really
We're right back at the VWAP.
Yeah. All right. Not sure I know the interaction of difference of volatility and relative strength. SB, volatility is this. Relative strength is how strong it is compared to, this is relative strength. How strong it is compared to the SPY. This is relative strength. Volatility is how far the green and the red and the red and the green are moving away from each other. That's just this. Okay? Craziness is volatility. Strength is relative strength. Okay. So I want to show you guys something. I'm going to show you this as I'm going through the stocks. I'm going to do the long side first, okay? So this is APH. This is a stock that I would probably take for a longer term swing trade, okay? This is a stock I would do a 4 to 6 week option on. Why? Well, it's a full pullback from the all-time high. We're back above the 8-day EMA. And my VWAP, remember I taught you last week to anchor the VWAP right here? Look at where we're trading. We're completely above the VWAP. So we have, technically, we have an A-line here. Okay? Now, it'd be nice if we can get above this area, but we are kind of above this area. There's a lot of stuff here. So the profit target here may not be that big. But I'm not looking for this to get all the way up here. I would be happy with it going up to about right here. I wouldn't mind taking my profit at resistance, actually. So it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay. So that's the kind of setup I would take for a perfect swing trade, a longer term trade. Okay. And that happens to be the first stock on our watch list. Okay. Now, you see how the profit the up is all the way up here, and how close this is to this versus, see how there's distance? There's a lot of distance here from the previous high to the current bar. But you see right here how there's hardly any distance. This would still be a swing trade, but I would actually look at this more as a day trade, as a, several hours to maybe just a quick overnight trade, because it's stronger stock. Okay. But I'm not seeing any volume here, but I do still like this stock, and it's above the 200-day moving average. And that's an A-line, my friends. Okay. Verizon. Okay. Now this is perfect. This is the kind of stock I would consider for a scalp and a day trade. So let me show you the 3 stock. Now, by the way, I didn't plan it like this. It just happened. It just happened to be that I have 3 examples that show each one, but it's a good example. So let me stick with these, okay? So look, APH made a swing high, came down all the way, okay? Darren, that's why we only look at stocks that are outperforming the market. That's why this has to have a positive number. Otherwise, we would just be right here. These are stocks that are just outperforming each other. Now this is outperforming the market. That's why we do relative strength to the market, not to individual stock. To your comment, Darren. So you see the distance right here? Folks, this is really valuable information. I really, really think you should be writing this down like there's no tomorrow. Okay, so look at the distance here. This stock had a real chance to sell off. A real chance to sell off. And a matter of fact, it went below the 100. It's now coming back. The VWAP is above this level, which means that means all the people that bought here are now not losing money anymore. And we have some potential upside, right? That's a good longer term trade. Okay. Now, this trade right here, it looks like it wants to come up pretty quickly, which means we don't have as much upside potential. We're not looking for that much if we're looking for a day trader or a, overnighter, right? And this That's a stock that's already doing it. See how overextended it is? It's already near this line, the green line. So let me show you this. Look how far away APH is from the line. And that's because it came down here. It's here. The line is here. Green line. Look at Lin. Line all the way here. Now look at VZ. You're almost there. Look how deviated you are from the 8-day EMA. Okay. Okay. So when you see a stock that's just running away, high volume bars, running high, if this thing has high volume right now, that's a great scalp. Look what it's doing. Although volume is coming off. And this is just an example. I wouldn't be doing this right now. Volume is coming off. I'd want to see volume do this right now. I'm not seeing that. The green line is 1.5 ATR. Hold on one second. Let me put my jacket on. The green line is 1.5 ATR above the 8-day EMA. Okay. The red line, this right here is 1.5 standard deviation away from the ATR to the downside. Okay. To the downside. So when you see a stock, this stock is just running away from the 8-day EMA. And when a stock is running away from the 8-day EMA, it's in play. So let's look at it some more, okay? ENTG. Okay, that stock right now is in play. It's a hot stock right now. Right now. That's a great stock for a scalp. And by the way, I'm not saying you should be scalping this stock right now. I'm just showing you positioning based on the daily chart. The volume is dying right now. You want to see volume coming up like this. When you're scalping, you want to see volume coming up. And I don't see any, yeah. Okay. Dow, let's look at Dow. Another one. That's a day trading scalping stock. You wouldn't want to swing trade this stock. Look how far away it is from the 8-day. Remember, Richie, what I told you 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? It's going to become like a movie. And I know it's a movie for you right now. You like, Cyrus, you think these are good shorts? So let me ask you, was it a good short right here? Was it a good short right here? Is it a good short right here? You would go short this stock? Cyrus, I love you, Cyrus. You're back to being your old self again. Cyrus, the stock is literally going straight up on an intraday chart, and it's volume is coming in. Institutions are buying it right now. Why in the world would you? Oh, my pleasure, Cyrus. It's overdoing it. Well, that's why and I agree with you. It is overdoing it for a swing trade, but this is a beautiful scalp. This is a beautiful scalp. Yeah, if you want to fade this, that's like trying to fade a truck coming at you at 100 miles per hour. I wouldn't be fading this right now, folks. Do not fade these moves under any circumstances. You will get your head handed to you on a silver platter if you try to fade these moves, okay? That's why it's very important to be very distinctive and know the type of stocks you're trading, you're scalping, you're position day trading, or swing trading. This is not a swing trade. It's probably not even a long-term day trade. This is a scalping kind of. This is what I said when I looked here. Overextended. And it'll say what the heck to you exactly. Okay, let's do. These are all, by the way, on my long list. Okay. That's it, Matt. There you go. Now here's another one. Now this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because this one actually could be all three. I'll show you why. Because fading means going the other way. Shorting it right here. Fading it means shorting it.
Hey, Roger, I'm going to ask you to stop watching the chat.
Yeah. It's for the best. It's for the best.
We need to stay on topic here.
Yeah, let's stay on topic. So thank you for that. So you see how we're still close to the 8-day EMA? And you see how we have, oh, I was about to draw this and I realized it's already there. I already drew it. Sometimes I even want to draw the same things twice. Oops, what am I doing here? Okay, come on. Okay, here we go. See how this structure is still intact? We're off of the 8-day EMA, but not by that much. So I probably wouldn't want to take like a 4-6 week option on this, but this is either a day trade or a scalp because it's still not overextended from the 8-day EMA. Okay, let's continue. But these are all longs on my watch list. D. Here's another one. This I would not swing trade this. I would swing trade it right here, not here. But I would either day trade this or scalp this because it's still not too far away from when you don't want to day trade or scalp when it's already above this green line. If it's still like right here, I would not be day trading, but I would probably be scalping. Right here, I would be scalping and day trading. Where a stock is in relationship to the 8-day EMA determines if you should be scalping it, day trading it, or swing trading it. And also volume. And this doesn't hurt to have either. Okay, let's continue. Folks, are you getting benefit out of this? Are folks getting value out of this? That's the most important thing.
Roger, they're loving this. Anytime you can take the time to go over what you see, as you said, every chart tells a story, and you're taking it in a different direction and the same direction. But folks, the one thing I can share with you is this. If you're with Roger at any given point in time and he shares his watch list, long or short, and so many of you say, well, Roger, would I swing that or would I day trade that? He's telling you exactly what he looks at as it relates to whether something's overextended and where it is. So you should automatically know when you look at his watch list, is he considering a potential swing or a day trade on it?
So, folks, let me ask you a question. And I'm just going to open up the chat for a second because I want to see what people respond to.
Yep.
Folks, would you swing trade the stock, day trade the stock, or scalp the stock? Okay. All right. Perfect. No, Fred. No. Yes, Shannon. Yes, yes, yes. You got it. Okay. Now let me show you another one. No, Sean, you missed the whole boat. How about this stock? Would you day trade, scalp, or swing trade this stock? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You got the majority of you got it.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of you got it. Okay, perfect. Bingo. I wanted to give you two extremes. By the way, both of these are on my watch list for different reasons. Okay, yes, this is definitely a swing. All right, let's continue. Matt, by the way, take a look at AK. No, it's got earnings in a couple of days. SYI. Okay, now here's another one. This would be day trade or scalp only. Okay, day trade or scalp only. Now, for day trade or scalp only, you need volume. You need volume. FBIN. Okay, what about this stock? That's a day trade or a scalp. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now let me give you shorts, okay?
Great. And by the way, folks, I'm writing all these tickers down, and as soon as Roger's done, I'll repost that in the chat if you missed any of them.
One second. Okay. Here's our first short, CELX. And this is this actually you could pretty much still pretty much consolidated near the 50. This could be either a swing or a day trade. Now, you could always day trade a swing, but you got to have volume. You got to have those high volume candles, okay? If you don't have volume, you shouldn't be day trading or scalping. Okay? Hymns, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Whew.
I know.
Talk about a troublemaker, right?
Roger, you need to stock up on shampoo,
I
buddy.
need to stock up on, yeah, I told my wife yesterday, I said, buy me 4 of them. All right. So you see how the high volume candles, got a lot of high volume candles here. That means there's a lot of movement, real movement here, including today. There's volume here. Now look how far away we are from the 8-day EMA. We're like really overextended. This is a scalp. Okay. AJG. Wow, look at that. Would you take this for a swing right now? You'd have to put your stop loss right here. No, you wouldn't. Okay. It's really important for me that you guys start understanding when I give you a list of stocks, which stocks are for swing trades, which stocks are for day trades, and which stocks are for scalps. Okay. And today we start this topic. Bro, look at this. That's a day trade or a scalp right there. AL. That could still be a potential swing right there. Hasn't run away with the circus just yet. So, to summarize, I use a program called the Pro Trader Dashboard to position myself. Here it is right here, to position myself with the dailies and the intradays. And by the way, do you remember that stock that I told you would be a great stock for a scalp, and I showed you the criteria, and I showed you how it was the strongest stock, and then Sean started saying some nonsense about spreads, but I was telling you how the structure, you could stay in the stock till the structure's there, and how it's a great stock to day trade, swing trade, or to scalp because it has the structure, it has the volume coming in, and I showed you the high volume candles. Well, since we've been talking, the stock went from 105.10 to 105.41. And it's still not overextended. Right there. And by the way, you know how we found this stock? It was number 1 on our
scan. Yep.
Pro Trader Dashboard scanner. And I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is, oh, Rob got it. Rob Jeffer says, I got it. Good for you. Good for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So, do we have any questions before we move on to the next segment of the
No, I think you've done a great job with this, Roger. I mean, there was a couple of ones here. For example, there's some questions about volume, Roger. In other words, what do you like to see in volume when you're looking to, for example, day trade or scalp or swing? Where does volume fit into the equation? And people are going, and what kind of volume are you looking for?
I want to see volume. I want to see, well, here's what I want to see. I'll make it really easy for you. When you see a stock, you put it on my Pro Trader dashboard, and if relative volume, if any of these turn up in green, you've got the volume. If you don't have the Pro Trader dashboard, and I think you would be out of your mind not to have it at this point, but if you don't have the Pro Trader dashboard, you want what I typically, on any time frame I'm looking at, I want the volume to pop above the 50 average. This is the 50 bar average.
Okay.
And no, we don't look at the overnight. Yes, you'll have to delete overnight data from your charts. Set up different charts for overnight data. They'll mess this up. Did you hear what I just said? I know about half of you are going to do that. So I'm going to say it again. Eliminate the overnight data from charts where you're going to be looking at the Pro Trader dashboard or intraday volume. Use different charts for your overnight data, like I do. Like, for example, here, look. See, this takes overnight data into account.
Okay.
When you have overnight data, it'll mess up your 50 average volume. So you want to make sure when you're looking at this type of stuff, you don't have overnight data. And I know about half of you do. So I just want to make sure that half of you are listening to what I'm saying, and the other half can avoid what I'm saying. Now,
sure. And the last question, Roger, before we move
please.
on, and I like this one too.
I'm in no rush.
Okay, cool. So this question was, at what point of an overextended stock do you decide I'm not trading that with your money? I
if
think we saw
volume
an
is
example of that, didn't we?
yeah. I mean, I'll trade an overextended stock as long as it keeps moving on volume, but it'll only be a scalp. It'll only be a scalp. And if it so to answer your question, if it dies off, if the volume dies off for 15 minutes, I'm out. Okay?
Gotcha.
I'm going to tell you guys something really, really good right now. Okay? If you can keep, if you're a day trade, I mean, no, I know we got onto, and by the way, folks, um, the official trades in the pit, they're not scalps. So I usually use the Pro Trader. We just recently started doing the scalps because I just like to trade them, and why not?
And it's
But
your
those are
room.
yeah, but they're bonus. But they're bonus trades. The majority of trades are swing trades with 4 6 weeks options, or day trades with not majority, all of them with 4 to 8, either 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 8 days. Okay, 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 8 day Delta 70 options. And I explain all this in the Pro Trader dashboard. Now, what I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have a little session for all the Pro Trader dashboard members, and I'll start introducing scalps to them and all that other stuff. But so officially, Matt, can you do me a favor? Come here for a second. Turn on my this thing is off. My prompter's off. Thank you, sir. Look at that. You're wearing shorts today. I don't know how you do it. Let's see if it goes in the right screen. Hold on. No, hold on a second. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
So a couple of things before we move on, folks. The VIP trade room, and this was an unbelievable educational experience, as they always are. If you want to see that, you can go to Roger's YouTube channel and you can watch those. And I just put the link there for you for those of you that are going to want to rewatch this. And I suggest you really do. So that's all there. Secondly, we're about to shift to a more in-depth discussion about the Pro Trader dashboard, and we cannot do that on YouTube. For those of you that are on YouTube, I recommend that you come over to the Zoom room for the balance of this presentation. If you're already here, there's nothing for you to do. Guys, you're in good shape, so stay where you are, but we're going to be stopping the stream.